I need the scoop.
A boyfriend's obsession with controlling every bite his girlfriend takes escalates into public humiliation and emotional manipulation. This Reddit confession exposed the disturbing reality of food policing in relationships, sparking fierce debates about control disguised as care. Get ready for a story about boundaries, manipulation, and the moment one woman realized her healthy eating habits weren't the real problem.
For the record, I am a small-framed, visibly muscular 5'4" woman whose weight fluctuates anywhere between 128 and 135 pounds. My boyfriend has always teased and encouraged me to eat more, but it's always been playful before. I used to tease him about his mammoth-sized portions. Seriously, where does it go? Because I had to start making date-night dinners that should serve 4 people. To be clear, he constantly underestimates his calories and is often shocked when reading nutritional information. I don't know where he got the idea he's knowledgeable enough to be judging what I'm eating, but there you go. Lately, he's become very fixated on this idea that I'm going to start starving myself without his guidance. I don't have a big sweet tooth. I don't snack on the regular. I only eat about half of my restaurant entrees. We usually split an appetizer. I'm a lightweight, and I prefer a light lunch. These are all things he's starting to criticize on the regular. I want you all to understand, I'm really not depriving myself. I don't go hungry, I just don't enjoy stuffing myself. He doesn't listen when I tell him he's constantly ruining my appetite by forcing snacks on me. Yesterday, we woke up late and I knew we were going out to lunch, so I only had 1 slice of thick brioche French toast with powdered sugar, syrup, and butter, half a peach, and 2 slices of summer sausage. He had 5 slices of French toast with all the toppings and whipped cream, 1.5 peaches, the rest of the summer sausage, and an egg. I ended up eating a 3rd slice of his summer sausage, dipped in his egg, to get him to stop nagging me. He made another 2 comments about how little I ate before lunch. Then at lunch he had new fights to pick. He didn't want me to order plain iced tea or a diet soda. I don't like overly sweet drinks. He didn't want me to order an entree salad with ranch, bacon, avocado, egg, and so on. We negotiated my lunch to a breadstick, a side salad with added avocado, and 2 slices of pizza that he nagged me to finish until his dad told him to lay off because he didn't want me too full for gelato later. The whole meal was pretty embarrassing for me. Of course, my boyfriend wasn't happy that I wanted a small gelato, cup instead of cone. I don't have a sweet tooth, remember? We knew we were going to have a late dinner, so we stopped at a gas station later that evening to get him a snack. I just wanted water, but picked up a small package of corn nuts in the hopes of making him happy. And we still had a minor spat, so I picked some candy too. He didn't notice he was the one to end up eating it. He claimed we disagreed because I was irritable from hunger. Yeah, it was about as enraging as when guys try to say, being on my period is why I'm upset. No, he's normally very laid back, but we've only known each other 8 months. We picked up dinner at a buffet-style place that charges you by weight for to-go containers. He decided I had to use a medium container instead of a small. Admittedly, I just filled the difference with varieties of salad, but I also had a very rich mac and cheese and some fried foods in my container as well. He was bothered by the small portions I was serving myself, but I was taking many more varieties than him. Think sample platter. My container was full. This is where we had our first real fight about my eating habits. He decided to make a 3rd container of food to make sure I ate enough when we got home. The restaurant we were at was not cheap. I refused to back down on not blowing a bunch of money on food that we'd just end up picking at and throwing away. A lot of the things he picked are foods I don't like reheated. We've been working hard on being more frugal together lately, so I was pretty pissed when he ignored me and paid for the extra food. In the car ride on the way home, the argument continued until it got to the point where he was very frustrated and teared up as he shouted, "I work so hard to take care of you and you're always fighting me to hurt yourself." He then proceeded to give me a long, condescending guilt trip. I was pretty enraged, to be honest. Once we were home, dinner went cold while we fought over how calories, protein, sugar, my BMI work, you name it. I downloaded a calorie counter app and entered what I would have eaten yesterday without his influence, and came in well over my daily requirements, but that devolved into him picking apart how calories and the BMI work. No matter what I showed him, he wouldn't back down on not feeling like I don't eat enough because muscle weighs more than fat, so you're actually underweight and hiding it by lifting weights. I don't even know what to say to that, so I went home. He texted me 12 times because I left the cold dinner at his place. I was ignoring him while I made food, but finally caved and told him I was eating something else. He asked me to text him a picture of my food. I never responded, and he texted me another 3 times. This morning he texted to ask if he could bring me breakfast. I said no. I'm kind of bewildered and annoyed. I'm not really sure how we can resolve this one. He says he likes my body the way it is, but thinks I'd be skinnier if he wasn't around to nag me. I'm pretty happy with the way I look right now. I know this is absurd behavior, but he doesn't seem to have a malicious intent, so I'm more puzzled than angry now. He eats a lot, but he's in great shape, so it works for him. I eat less and I'm in good shape. He just doesn't accept it works for me. In summary, my boyfriend is unwilling to accept any proof I'm healthy, and I don't feel like living the rest of my life being nagged and force-fed.
The Reddit community rallied behind the original poster with overwhelming support, with many sharing their own experiences of partners who disguised control as concern. Despite their conversation and his promises to change, the underlying pattern of condescending behaviour persisted. Just weeks later, a moment of clarity would reveal the true nature of their relationship dynamic.
So, in case anyone is wondering, it turns out my now ex-boyfriend's mother and 2 sisters had him convinced I had some kind of eating disorder and would nag at him about it and make him feel like crap for letting me hurt myself. All 3 of them are obese, so I don't know why he weighed their opinion on nutrition so heavily. I pointed that out, with more tact, and we had a much better conversation about why he needed to lay off on how I eat. He did make a lot of effort to keep his opinions to himself, but could never completely let his worry go. Officially, this isn't why we broke up, but it was kind of like the shattering illusion from How I Met Your Mother that kind of made me start noticing how he's quick to be arrogant, condescending and patronizing when he thinks he's right, and how he buys into every dumb thing his family tells him without question. Stuff like that. In summary, boyfriend's overweight family was telling him I must have an eating disorder. We talked it out, but broke up later anyway.
Sometimes the people claiming to protect us are the ones we need protection from most. This eye-opening story reminds us that love should never come with conditions about what we put on our plates. Share your thoughts on recognizing controlling behavior in relationships in the comments, and explore our other videos for more stories about setting boundaries and trusting your instincts.